Welcome, listeners. I am Maria Patrick, and this is the Wishing You Well podcast, where together we find inspiration from newsmakers and headlines to help us live our healthiest lives. One of the great things about doing a podcast about finding wellness inspiration is that the people who know me give me story ideas, things that they have heard, read, or saw in the news that captured their attention. Today is one of those stories. It's about the latest craze amongst the tweens and the teens. When you hear what they are up to, specifically Stanley Cups and Skincare, you're going to find yourself saying, the kids have the right idea. So that brings us to current day and recent crazes. I had not heard all the hype about the Stanley Cup. Truth be told, when I hear someone say those words, Stanley Cup, I only think of and immediately think of the trophy that is given to the NHL ice hockey team, which wins the championship game at the end of the season. The Stanley Cup that the tweens and the teens are all crazy about has nothing to do with hockey. It's an actual cup, one that keeps your cold drinks cold and your hot drinks hot, apparently for days on end. It may look like a regular vessel for water, coffee, and tea, but apparently it's so valuable and coveted that it's worth waiting on overnight lines for. The cup has many features which the tweens and teens find appealing. The fact that it's insulated, it's ergonomic, it fits in car cup holders, it comes in 100 assorted colors, it holds 40 ounces of your favorite beverage, and it has a comfortable, easy grip handle. It's reusable, which eliminates the need for a new cup and straw every day, which, as we know, will just end up in the landfill. It has 3 different openings, and apparently they're all splash-proof. And because of its big size, it requires less refills. And thanks to that huge assortment of colors, it can be coordinated with every one of your outfits. The Stanley Cup has made recent headlines for a variety of reasons. One is that the company has been around for 110 years. But when they decided in the year 2020 to rebrand their insulated tumbler to women and teenagers and to offer it in so many color options, their sales increased exponentially, specifically going from an annual sales of $33 million in 2019 to $750 million last year. The Stanley Cup headlines have been everywhere about the scramble to get these tumblers. Thanks to influencers promoting the benefits on social media sites like TikTok, the tumbler went viral, as did the sales, and the quest to get your hands on one of them. They sell for between $35 and $50 each, but that has not been a deterrent. Stores like Walmart and Dick's Sporting Goods and Target are selling them as quickly as they can get them in stock. People have been known to line up, waiting overnight when a new shipment is anticipated. Instagram is filled with videos of the tweens and the teens who received one of the coveted tumblers for Christmas to their extreme delight and excitement. As if the airways weren't flooded enough with Stanley Cup hype, there's also a story that went viral in the news about a woman back in November whose car was completely destroyed in a fire, but her Stanley Cup survived. It not only survived, it thrived. Every part of her car was charred and destroyed, but the Stanley Cup didn't have a scratch on it, and the water inside still had ice cubes. Her video on TikTok got over 60 million views and prompted the CEO of the company to not only treat her to a few new Stanley Cups, but the company actually bought her a new car. While it's quite disconcerting to see someone getting pushed by the people behind them in a huge line as they rush to the shelf to choose their favorite Stanley Cup color, we don't need a car fire to show us how indestructible our water bottle is. But what these super viral craze Stanley Cup purchases means is that young people are filling up these tumblers with water and staying hydrated by carrying their prized Stanley Cup with them wherever they go and drinking all day. Those kids have the right idea. Another tween and teen craze is their recent interest in skincare. Kids as young as the ages of 9 to 13 are flooding the aisles of stores like Sephora and Ulta to purchase products for a multi-step skincare regime. Once again, there's a social media component because they are being inspired by seeing the videos of the products being used by influencers. And then they themselves become influencers because they then post videos of taking such great care of their skin. When I think back to when I was 9 years old, my biggest concern was whether we had blueberry or chocolate chip frozen waffles in the freezer for our breakfast the next morning, not making sure that I was staying hydrated all day and taking exceptional care of my skin every night. I know I wasn't out shopping for cleansers, exfoliators, serums, sun protective factor lotions, and overnight moisturizers. What a difference it would have made if I actually had started my commitment to self-care decades earlier than I did. Those kids have the right idea. While these crazes can most definitely get out of hand, because 10-year-olds, as we know, don't need to use products with retinol, and having a Stanley Cup in every color of the rainbow to match every outfit defeats the purpose of trying to be environmentally friendly. The kids definitely have the right idea. We need to make self-care a priority, and staying hydrated and moisturized are two great ways to do this. The benefits of regularly drinking water are immeasurable, from keeping your joints lubricated, your organs functioning properly, regulating your body temperature, preventing infections, delivering nutrients to your cells, hydrating your fascia, and also improving your sleep, your mood, and your brain cognition. Oftentimes, we confuse thirst for hunger, and we end up eating more than we need or we should when we really just need to drink up. And we attribute brain fog and memory problems to cognitive decline, not realizing that instead our brain is really dehydrated. Hydration is the key to beautiful skin also. When your skin is hydrated and moisturized, you will maintain that youthful glow, that plumpness and elasticity. Aging can be slowed down when we add products into our routine which have special ingredients, like the ones the kids don't need. Alpha hydroxy acids and peptides to help boost cell turnover and collagen production and exfoliation. We are still in the time of the year which feels like rebirth and renewal. So perhaps we should think about the tweens and the teens when we are focusing on the ways in which we can be healthier and happier this year. Making self-care a priority and incorporating drinking more water and cleansing and moisturizing our skin will help us to not just look renewed on the outside, but feel better from the inside. We don't need to wait on a long line to get the perfect color water tumbler or start a 17-step skincare routine in order to make these things happen. We just need to start with one sip and one wash, and before we know it, we will be glowing like the teens and the tweens. We can and will make taking better care of ourselves an important part of our lives this year. The next time you decide to go to bed with your makeup on or leave the house without your water bottle, think about the kids. If we are as committed and determined as they are to staying hydrated and moisturized, we too will have the right idea. Thank you for tuning in today. As you put self-care on the top of your to-do list, I am here cheering you on. And as always, I am wishing you well.